So I thought I might make a video, and this is going to be more of a vlog style video today. I'm just talking about some things I'm actually passionate about, and some things which has been on my mind recently. And I really like talking around the subject of excellence, the metaphors, the research, the lessons, whatever you want to call it, around the subject of excellence. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I think it really breeds a lot of it grants you the permission to be human. I think oftentimes with perfectionism and the maladaptive version of perfectionism, what they call it in the research, is that there's so much negativity associated with it. It has a huge impact on your self-esteem, self-confidence. Kind of my definition of maladaptive perfectionism is that you have an inability. Well, first of all, you have an excessive desire to be faultless, and you have an inability to cope with the high demands associated with imperfection and, being faultless. And your ability to cope is far from the demands that you're placing on yourself. So it can be an extremely stressful thing. It can be an extremely damaging thing to your, self-esteem. You can get incredible amounts of depression and anxiety from it. And unfortunately, people don't really see the manifestations of the problem because they're so in the moment with the work. They're so too much in the now, in a sense. They don't see that kind of almost bird's eye view of themselves, with their stress and with their health and their actual perception of their own challenges. Whereas if someone is focusing on excellence, the cool thing about excellence is with maladaptive perfectionism and perfectionism as a whole, when you're focused on excellence, you still have almost the same the same high standards as someone who's a perfectionist, but you don't have nearly as much of the stress associated with. You've developed the coping mechanisms necessary to achieve high standards and also maintain a certain degree of low stress levels. You don't impact greatly and damage your self-esteem in the process, and you enjoy the actual process of becoming better. Now, to me, that is something we should all be focusing on. Too many times we get conditioned from such a young age with perfectionism. We're not allowed to make mistakes in school. You're considered incompetent if you ask for help, ask questions, and oftentimes it breeds a tremendous amount of quite destructive habits later in life. And we have to remember that in school, we get the lesson and then we get tested. Outside of school, we get tested and then we learn. They're two different opposite ends of the spectrum. So again, we need to be focusing on adaptive perfectionism, or what I call excellence. That you take it in your stride. If you make a mistake, you forgive yourself easily and you continue to make the journey. And I think we can all testify them moments in our life where we experience them just insane vaults of relentlessness, where you put a tremendous amount of effort into a situation, extreme amount of diligence into a situation, and you saw the result you wanted. And by putting that effort and being kind to yourself in the process, that's the key thing. Is being self-compassionate and showing self-respect to yourself first. You saw the result you wanted in personal development. What we call that a breakthrough, where you tried something over and over again, and eventually you saw the result you wanted, and you quickly make that correlation, that kind of neuro association between that. If I just put in the effort, I don't necessarily have to be so phobic of the mistake. As long as I continue to persevere, then I can eventually get to where I want to be. And again, improvement starts with I. It begins with you. And by making that commitment towards excellence and self-mastery at the heart of that, you enjoy the process of becoming better now. You're not as phobic towards certain challenges. You can face them head on without it being this tremendous amount of stress associated with, or having an anxiety attack or something like that. So again, I think we should be focused on excellence and not perfection. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you got any comments, comment below, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.